This Terrance Gangsta Williams, a.k.a. OG Jiggy, a.k.a. Mr. Answer Right Back, a.k.a. the People Champ, a.k.a. Terrance Williams. This video is about C murder. Now check this out, y'all. I did an interview with a YouTube channel called Humble Soul. And a lot of people is kind of upset because I said C murder wasn't a street guy, a street dude, whatever. A lot of people now be getting a little upset when I say this because they got a lot of C murder fans. But when we were beefing, when me and my two co-defendants was beefing with the Calio Project, C murder wasn't there. C murder was, I don't know if it was in the Army or in California somewhere. He wasn't, or he was in school, he was doing something, but he wasn't in the streets. Now, first, let me just say this. I don't have a problem with C murder. I wish to see that man free. But the facts are the facts. And when I say he wasn't a street dude, I'm not saying he wasn't a real dude, but he wasn't in the streets. When I was out stepping, see, murder is like two and some change older than I am. See, murder is born and raised in the Calio Project. I lived in the Calio Project. I used to hang in the Calio Project. I traded beef with the Calio Project. We was click-clack at one time. From the time I stayed, from the 80s all the way till 96, I never heard of C murder. Never saw C murder. Not saying he wasn't around. He may was around, but I never saw him. The guys that C murder later on started running with, hanging with, that's the guys I was running with. That's the guys I started beefing with. And never heard of C murder, never saw C murder. Now, not taking credit from his street cred, whatever he accumulated later on. I'm talking about what I was out, what I know about. I can't vouch and say, yeah, C murder was doing this. This is how this, this is just dealing with that interview. I was just saying how people become celebrities, make this money and go backwards. And how he's jammed up on this situation now. But I'm going to say again, see, murder wasn't a street dude. He was not. Not saying he was a scary dude. I never said that. Because here's the thing. You can still be a real dude and not be in the streets. Because a real man going to protect his household, going to protect his family, going to protect his boundaries. So I'm not saying he wasn't a real dude. I'm saying he wasn't a street dude. Street dude being like how we was pulling up with the Magnum choppers and jumping out and working and, man, no. And you ain't gonna get nobody out the Calio to give you a story like that. You're not gonna get nobody out the Calio to give you an ep like that. All the dudes he ran with later on when we went to the feds, I mean, listen. All I was saying to the C murder fans was, when I was out stepping, from the time I come up to I went to the feds, I'm talking about from juvenile to adult, I never heard of C murder, never saw C murder. I'm not saying he wasn't a real dude. It's two different things. So when the fans get upset, well, how you gonna say, what about he ain't play with Stone? First of all, let me correct that. Right now, not right now. Right now. C murder didn't play with Stone. Listen, man, it's only a handful that stood up and rumbled with Stone, man. And dudes out the Calio who was in prison with Stone could vouch for this. Because Stone was their big homie too. And LTI, he was their big homie too. My homie Boo Ross out the Magnolia stood in the paint with Stone. I don't know, I can't even think. It wasn't too many of them. But I know this. C didn't play with Stone. No. So we don't get that straight because there was a few people saying, well, what about when he ran down Stone in? No, that's not true. Stop it. 5. Wow. Oh. Well, anyway, listen. For real though, man. Listen. Since I've been on this internet talking about the history of it in New Orleans, y'all know when I talk about we call it the ops, the enemies, I'm going to give them their props. They was for real. They was stepping. They was going hard. I never discredit no one. If we was out there in them streets, going at it. Yeah, he was a gang. He was for real. Yeah, he was on about his business. I never discredit nobody. You ain't never heard me discredit no one. And I'm not going to discredit C Murder as well. But the fact remains, he wasn't in the street. He's older than I am. He wasn't in the street when I was in the streets. He was not. People know he was in the military. People know he was a paramedic or whatever the case may be in the military. But it wasn't like I was trying to down him or just because he with the no limit or no, that had nothing to do with it. We just was talking. And like I said, he wasn't in the streets when I was in the streets. I had never heard of C Murder. I got familiar with the 9 and 9 when all that stuff came out. And then but as far as the streets, pulling up, jumping out of the projects, running through the courtyards, no. That, I mean, and that's why I was like, man, it's crazy how a man sell millions of records and went backwards and got himself jammed up. That's how this all come about. So it wasn't about just to try to down C Murder. It just was the saying he was a street dude. And here's the thing. A lot of people who from out of the state who just know from the outside looking in, y'all just bought into the music. I just bought into the story that the rappers tell. But I'm a person that's from the streets, that was in the streets, that was married to the streets. And he wasn't there at the time. Now, when we went to the Fed, yeah, he came back, hung out with all the gangsters, went in the Cali, came in the Magnolia, did all that. Did all that. But that still don't mean he was a street dude. That's all I was saying. And there's people from the Cali that can vouch for this too. but right now, I'm YouTube enemy number 2. I'm gonna say I'm number 2. I ain't number enemy number, but I'm number 2. But in New Orleans, I'm enemy number 1. So if somebody just go around and just ask the question, like, respectfully, was he in the streets or was he really? No, you're gonna hear no war story, no kind of story, because y'all know the streets like to talk. Oh, I remember them Cali boys put up and did this. I remember this going on. I remember this. The streets, you ain't gonna never hear none of them stories, man. And that's all I'm saying. But you're gonna hear you'll hear some Cali stories. Y'all done heard stories about Glenn Mans. Y'all done heard stories about Meatball, Nap, Marlo, T-Dub, Nine Fingers, Wango. Y'all done heard these stories. But you never heard a story. Only story you heard about C Murder with that club's incident. But I understand the fans upset. But here's the thing, man. I'm gonna give a person their props. They was stepping. He was stepping. You can't take a step of steps. Can't take a step of steps, man. But the people that support C is upset with OG Giggity because I simply say he wasn't a street guy, and I'm gonna stand on that. Until somebody to prove me otherwise, that was really in the streets when we was in the streets, or that's from the Calio that's gonna come and say, "Oh no, you tripping, man." Cool. But what I know from living in the Calio, hanging in the Calio, and matter of fact, it's pictures of me in the Calio, in the clubs and all, hanging out. Yeah, bro, listen, I was in that, I was up in there. I got baby mama out there, matter of fact, I done up few they brawls, now that I think about it. You dig? I was red ramp. Tell you, that's where I used to live at. 3rd floor. What side it was? If you're in the driveway, it's on the right side. If you're in the courtyard, it's on the left side. Yeah. So I just wanted to come here, man, because a lot of them, his fans, they're upset with me. And I understand y'all, feel how y'all feel, but I got a right to say what I want to say. But I got to tell the truth. He wasn't a street dude. But he a real dude, yeah. He holding it down. In the joint, ain't no word about it pumped him, no word about it jacked him out of none of that. But a street dude is different from being a real man, a real dude. It's 2 different things. When I say a person was in the street, I'm talking about they put it up in them what we had back in the days, them Suburbans, them Park Avenues, them Delta 88s, them 98s, them Cutlass, Cut Dog, you know what I'm saying? Jumping out with that stick, and working. That Magnite, they had that little hole in the wood, and working, bro. Dang, 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 with the clip on that thing. Keep that clip that. No. And that's just what it is, man. Like I said, I'm going to say this again. I don't have a problem with C Murder, but the conversation come up, and then there's a lot of the fans upset about what I said. I said what I said, and that's just what it is. I hope the man get out of jail, free him. To my understanding that he's innocent, he wasn't the one that pulled that trigger on that situation. So hopefully that man can get out of prison. But in the streets, no. It's a lot of dudes that's from neighborhoods that know the bad boys, hang out with them, but nobody don't know them, but oh yeah, that's us. Yeah, he for that neighborhood. Yeah, he cool dude. Yeah, he be around. Oh, yeah, he went to the club with old boy. Yeah, all right, cool. But ain't nobody gonna say, boy, look, man, leave old boy alone. Boy, them boys spent the bin. Boy, them boys came through the hood. That boy wasn't playing. They laid everything down. But them boys. So y'all know my motto. Let's say no to drug. Let's stop the violence. Put the guns down. Make sure y'all get tested for HIV and AIDS. Y'all need to know y'all status. I got the nonprofit they need us. Got the Instagram they need us. Third Ward. Got the movie that the boys at war. We working on all that. And Flavor Flav them said it best. Don't believe the hype. Cool, don't believe it. But bro, I don't have no problem. I'm camouflaged down because I'm a soldier for life. But anyway, y'all know me, man. You know, a Steppa, bro. You can't take a Steppa credit from him. You can't take his legacy from him because, you know, they was just in them streets. Whenever they was in them streets, that's what they was doing. That's just what it is, man. I know a lot of y'all upset. The fans upset. But go do your own homework. Stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to other people. Go do your own research and then get back with me. Hit me up in the comments. Y'all know how to contact me. Instagram, Facebook, here. I ain't ducking no wreck on the internet now. That's I'm ducking wreck out there. But on the internet, I ain't ducking nothing. I'm internet Steppa. I ain't ducking nothing. Bring it. Wow.